Little mini digger. We've got a couple of those working here today. If we drive down,
I can see a dump truck. I see a dump truck.
Can you?
Yeah, right there.
So that's one of the lorries. That's a blue one.
Yeah.
But we got. Can you see over here, Charlie? Can you see that one tipping up over there?
Oh yeah.
So that one's tipping into our crusher. So if we drive over there and have a look.
Look, all the rocks getting crushed.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the rock crushing plant where what we do, we drill some holes in the ground and we put some explosives in the ground, and then we press a button and we create a big explosion, and then we need a digger, like an excavator, like Exski, that's going to pick up the rocks, and he puts them in the dump truck, and then what he does, he takes it and puts it into our big processing plant, which is this big grey building next to you, and we then crush it up into little pieces.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, that's right. So if we drive down here, it gets a little bit, especially with the weather we've had over the last couple of days, it gets a little bit rough, some of the roads.
I've got an excavator at home.
I bet my excavator's bigger than yours. We'll go and have a look at it, shall we?
It's actually small.
Is it? Okay. Well, we'll go and have a look into the quarry. So this is the quarry. Can you see down there?
Wow.
Yeah.
A big hole in the ground, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they're very...
Today I didn't bring my truck because I thought I would lose them.
That's a good idea. Good thinking.
Yeah, so I left them at home.
So can you see, if we just reverse back, can you see what we've got over here? Do you know what this is?
The rock crusher.
What's this machine in front of you?
Oh, Charlie, look at that. Wow.
So this is what you call... Yeah, that's right, it is. It's a front loader. You can see all the material in his bucket.
Kind of construction.
See, he's waving at you, the driver. Give him a wave.
Wave back, Charlie. Good lad. Well done. Look at those tyres.
Yeah, it's got big...
I've never had that kind of truck before.
No, well that's
It's a dump truck.
yeah, that's a dump truck. So that's a wheeled loading shovel. And if we just get out of the way, there's another wheeled loading shovel. We're going to get squashed by him if we're not careful.
Oh, wow.
Dump truck.
It's a dump truck. Now this dump truck, he's going to go and tip his stone into our crusher. So if we just get out of the way, because I feel like I'm
Yeah.
just being in the wrong place, but we'll
see
just
them?
move and we'll sit and watch, see what happens.
Wow. Another big one, Charlie. They're all big here, aren't they?
So if we just
That's
reverse
what
back.
The rock crusher looks like in the dump site.
Yeah, so it goes in there. Now, if you have a look at this one, he's going to get loaded up by the... There's another one coming. All over the place. So if you have a look, he's reversing underneath that wheeled loading shovel, and he's going to get loaded with the material. So he puts it in the back of the dump truck.
So what would that be used for then? Is that like
That's like a
highways or-
scalping material. So that's in effect the waste product.
Oh right. So is that what would be known as a slag heap years ago? Is that?
No. I mean, that's probably more mining.
Oh, right,
slag
okay,
heaps.
yeah.
What we have here is like you'll have the topsoil.
Yeah.
You take the topsoil off, and then you get what we call overburden,
Okay.
which is the poor quality material before you get to the quality rock.
Right. I see.
So overburden creates the tips that we put around and the buns that we put around the quarry,
Right, I see.
and then we put some soil over the top to screen it.
Okay.
But this is as part of the process. So what that dump truck over there, if you look out that window there, Charlie, he's tipped that into the crusher. But what will happen, there'll be a little bit of mud and a little bit of fine material in there with it that will then come out here, and we sell that as a lower value product.
I see. Yeah.
So we're just moving it from here up into our stockyard to load to lorries.
Crushing all the big rocks up.
Yeah, that does crush all the big rocks up. So what we'll do, so in this one, he's loading that one up, and that one will carry about 40 tons on there.
Wow.
So if you think your dad's car
Yeah.
weighs about 1.5 to 2 tons, that machine there can carry 40.
Right.
So they're big pieces of equipment. And if we go up here, you might be able to hear the crusher. Sometimes you can hear it. We won't drive into it, otherwise we'll get crushed into little pieces. We don't want that, do we? But he tips it in there behind those chains. If you have a little listen,
Well, can you hear it, Charlie?
that's the crusher chomping away at all the stones.
Can you hear it crushing?
There's a big machine in there crushing it all.
So that's where all the
Yeah.
So the roads that you drive on and the houses that people live in, it all comes from a quarry because they need to make the bricks, they need to make the cement, even the glass uses aggregate because they use the pure lime.
And then all the builders build a new house.
That's right. That's right, and all the stone comes from a quarry originally.
Yeah.
So we've got another dump truck here.
6-wheeler, look, Charlie, that one.
Yeah.
That one's got small rocks.
Yeah. So
All the trucks are dirty, aren't they?
they are dirty. It's all really dirty in the quarry, especially when it rains.
Yeah, look at all that mud.
Yeah. I usually wear wellies when I come into the quarry. Stop getting my feet dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, but I use my school shoes to go in school.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were a bit unprepared, weren't we, kiddo?
You see another dump truck right there?
Yeah.
A dump truck right in front of us.
Well, we'll follow this dump truck down to the face where the excavator is, and I think my excavator's bigger than yours. Can you see over at the far side, Charlie? Can you see there's an excavator loading a red machine? So he's picking up some of the rocks and putting it into that's a mobile crusher. So that chomps up the stone and makes it small.
Yeah.
So that's like a small version of our big plant.
Hey, look, there's another excavator.
Wow, it's an excavator.
So is that somebody shouting for Ben?
Yeah, it is, Ben.
That one's actually bigger than mine.
Yeah, I'm just doing a quarry tour at the minute, so I'm going to be sort of 10-15 minutes. You sit tight, I'll get down there as soon as I can.
Wow, Charlie, that excavator's huge, isn't it?
That one's actually like bigger than mine. That one's bigger than mine.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
We just sneak past this dumper. Thumbs up.
Give him a thumbs up, Charlie.
He's reading his newspaper. See the big bucket on this one?
Yeah, mine's got a little bucket.
So what we do, we blast the stone, which is that big heap of stone behind us. So I put some explosives in the ground and blasted it. And then we bring the excavator in, and he'll then load it into the dump trucks. Yeah. So can you see that's the excavator? There's the man. Give him a wave.
Give him a thumbs up, Charlie.
He's waving back at you.
Good lad, good boy.
So we'll just get out of the way of this dumper a moment, and we'll just. Yeah, he needs to get back up with the crusher. So you can see, it's a big excavator, isn't it?
Wow. Can you give him a thumbs up, Charlie?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? So he's been driving that a long time, that chap. But quarries are dangerous places, so we've got to make sure that everyone's safe. So we put all these rock traps in place to stop all the rocks falling over them from the cliffs. And the people that drive the dump trucks and the excavators, they've had a lot of practice and they've got special licenses. Just give this guy a bit. Just get out of the way so this one
He's still on the sports pages, I think.
Yeah. So quarries, they're interesting places, but they're very dangerous places. So don't ever go in a quarry without a tour, okay?
That's why we came in, wasn't it, Charlie? We didn't want
exactly the
to...
right thing. So you can see all the material he's got in his bucket there, Charlie. And this dump truck's going to come along and get loaded with the dump truck by the excavator. So that excavator weighs 70 tons.
Wow.
Which is really heavy.
Hello, Eugene.
And you see the tyres on this machine here. Guess how much one of those tyres costs? About £4,500
Wow.
per tyre, which is a lot of money. You could buy a lot of sweets for that.
Definitely.
So what we'll do, if I just so you can see what's going on, Charlie. It's probably a bit smaller. Can you see that?
Put it in the truck, in the dumper.
So you can see it's just about to get loaded. He'll reverse back.
See these blue flashing lights, Charlie?
I can see some wheels.
Wow.
He just dropped a little bit.
He dropped a little bit in it. We'll let him off. More of it went in the back of the dump truck than fell out though, didn't it? Hopefully.
Yeah, the one's filled up, isn't it?
And this hole is 140 metres deep, I think. No, more than that. 140 metres deep, something like that.
He just dropped a bit again.
Did he drop another bit?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a word with him. When you go, I'll have to come down and have a word with him and tell him that he's doing it wrong, shall I? He needs to get it in the back of the dump truck. You see he's got an orange flashing light on the top of his dump truck. And the excavator's got one. The green flashing light, do you know what the green flashing light means?
Yeah.
That means he's wearing his seatbelt. So if they've got their green flashing lights, I know they've got their seatbelts on, and I know that they're safe.
And if they don't have their green flashing light on, I imagine.
Then I go and have a word with them. So we'll drive back up now. It's a bit lumpy and bumpy around here, isn't it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to take your dad's car down here.
Crikey, we never get out, Charlie, would we?
No. Because if we would drove that way, the excavator would just get loaded up and put in the dump.
That's right.
And then it would drive back up and it would put us in the crusher.
Yeah. And we don't want that. So this quarry is quite unique on the Mendips. It's actually an andesite is the type of rock. It's quite unusual. The rest of the Mendips are made up of limestone. So there's a lot of quarries on the Mendips, but this is the only andesite, or commonly referred to as basalt quarry, on the Mendips. The next quarry that produces a rock like this is up in, I think it's up in Northern Ireland, and there's one in Scotland. So it's got a different strength to the limestone in the area.
Yeah. So it's much stronger then.
So it's stronger than the limestone.
Yeah.
It's got better strength characteristics. So it's used for like a surface course in the road.
Yeah, yeah.
So because it stops the cars, well, it's better sort of skid resistance.
Yeah. More durable.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't sort of get shiny and polished up by the stone.
So is it, in that respect, is it more valuable than limestone?
Yeah. 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 So it commands a better value.
Yeah. And so do you know sort of how many more years you've got in terms of?
Yeah, I mean we have sort of geologists, and we've got a reserve.
Yeah.
So we've got an area, and we can do, there's the maths is quite straightforward.
Yeah.
To work out the area or the volume.
Yeah. And
then you times it by the density in effect. There's an element of wastage and of scalping material, the poorer quality material.
Yeah.
And the overburden that you've got to subtract from it, but fundamentally you can work out how much there is. Off the top of my head, I think we've got about 14 million tonnes here at the moment, which sounds like a lot, but we do about 1 million tonnes a year.
Oh, do you?
So,
right. So
at the moment, obviously it depends on, 10 years ago, if you think of the economic conditions back then.
Yeah.
We don't know what the future holds, whether we'll continue to.
Yeah, of course.
Whether. Oh, okay. Can you see the conveyor belt with the stone going up it over there, Charlie?
Yeah.
So that's once it's been through the crusher, it gets crushed into a smaller size.
Yeah. And then excavators can load it into the dump truck.
Well, what we do, once it goes into this big crushing plant that you see, we then park the dump trucks directly underneath it, and we load it straight into them. So if you look in,
Like that.
so if you have a look, what we'll do, we'll drive past all these trucks. We'll just drive up this ramp, past this guy here. This is a grumpy driver. Give him a wave. So what we then do over here, this dump truck that you see. Has he got anything on the back? I don't know. But you see what a big yellow arrow is over here? They drive under there and it comes out of the building and directly into the back of them. So that's what he's got on there at the moment.
That's clever.
So we don't have to pick it up again. And then what we try and do is get the road lorries to go under there as well, and that way we don't have to take it to a stockpile and pick it up again. So it's a very busy place, lots of dump trucks moving all around. We've actually got 2 quarries here, Charlie. We've got one this side of the road and I've got another one the other side of the road.
Is that one newer, Ben?
It's not new. It was owned by another company many years ago, and our company bought it.
Right.
And we're starting to develop it more and more.
Yeah.
But it has been operational for some time. What we'll do, if we put the window up, Charlie, we'll go through the wheel wash. Okay? I don't want you getting wet.
Good lad.
Just drive through here. We'll give our tyres a bit of a clean. Again, I wouldn't advise your dad puts his car through here because it's not a very clean wheel wash, but it gets the majority of the mud off. We'll just drive on here.
Look at that, Charlie. Wow.
That keeps the wheels clean, so that when the lorries go out on the road, we try and keep the wheels clean so we don't put mud on the road. Just drive over here and I'll just show you. And we've got an asphalt plant. Now an asphalt plant turns the rock that you see out in the quarry and it will turn it into asphalt that you put on the road. So the black stuff that you drive, the dad's car drives along on. We just drive over this road here.
Is this part smaller then, Ben, than the other? The one with
So that's like a dry stone processing plant,
Yeah.
where we'll process the raw material, if you like. Once we've put it into different sizes,
Yeah.
we would then send it to this plant around the corner,
Right.
which is our asphalt plant.
Okay.
And this one we'll add bitumen to it, which is a bit like, I don't know if you know what honey's like. Do you like honey on your toast? Okay, well honey is a bit like honey, but it's black, it's gooey stuff. And that we keep that in these big tanks, and we add the stone to the gooey black stuff, and we mix it all together. And then what you'll find is, if you look out your window, I don't know if, can you see just down below, you see this black on the floor?
Oh yeah.
That's what we make. So we'll add some black gooey stuff to the stone and we'll make asphalt with it. And then we sell that. Then to the asphalt plant, shovel, just driving the top of the other can. Thank you. Give him a wave.
Good lad.
So I have to give him a shout because I don't want to bump into him. So we keep all the different materials in here,
Yeah.
and we put them in this asphalt plant. And then we'll put them into these hoppers over here, and then we call off the different recipes. It's a bit like baking a cake. So we'll add different things in depending on what we want to make.
So you put it in here.
Yeah, we put it into these for storage to try and keep it dry. And then over on my side, can you see?
Rain can't get it.
That's right, and you see over on this side,
Yeah.
then what we do, we put it into these bits, and then the guys in the plant, they'll type a different recipe in, and they'll call off different amounts of sand and stone and bitumen, and they'll mix it all together.
Yeah, that's it. Good job.
And we mix it in, and there's a little telehandler in there. It's like a forklift, but it's an off-road one. Okay, cool. Oh, and you can hear we've got a rock breaker over on that face over there. We're just stopping. You might be able to see across to it. So this is the sort of development area of the quarry.
Yeah.
So can you see? Can you see what they're doing there?
It's breaking the rock up, Charlie. Look.
We'll just have a quick whiz over there. Hold on, I know a sneaky shortcut. Sorry? Yeah, that's right. The problem is I've got a big flashing light on the top. I've got a flag on the top of it so they can see me coming. But it also means that they don't squash me. We don't want that. I know, I lose track of the amount of excavators I've got on this site. I should probably know. That's our old one that we used to scratching around. So we go through some more gloopy mud.
Yeah. And then
You're going to clean my... did I tell you after the tour you got to clean my truck? Is that alright, Charlie?
Big, isn't it, Charlie?
Yeah.
You get no real idea of scale,
No.
you know, driving through. It's
I've never had one of those rock crushers before.
No, well that one, we're using that to break up some of the rock that we missed when we blasted.
old Landy over there, Charlie, look.
That one's way up there.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we can't even get to it.
So we've got another loading shovel, so you see what these guys are doing. They're picking it up. The excavator's going to pick it up and put it into the red machine. So he's going to put a bucket of that into the red machine and it's going to crush it. So it chomps it up. Although it's like small stuff anyway. And it comes out this end on the conveyor. And then the man in this loading shovel picks it up to put it into the dump truck. And then he takes it to our stockpile and we sell it to our customers. Can you hear the excavator with the rock breaker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big red one, Charlie. It's crushing up all the rock.
I actually need one of those rock crushers.
Is that what you need, is it?
Yeah.
Well, they're quite expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get it on your dad's driveway.
Yeah.
Would you fit it in on your garden?
No.
No.
I'm gonna get a toy one.
Okay, cool.
That's
Yeah,
the
but
only
then
thing you
you
haven't got, I think, isn't it?
All of the rocks.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got the
All
dumpers.
little
And
tiny rocks, because they're a little bit big. So a couple are big.
You see the man? Give him... Oh, he's not looking now. Man in the digger. How many excavators did you count then? I think I've seen at least 4 excavators, maybe 5 excavators that we've got on site.
Yeah, I've seen 2 excavators.
Okay, cool.
a couple of plants.
Another one, isn't it?
Do you live quite locally then, Ben? Are you
Sorry?
around this area or something?
I live over near Cheddar,
Oh, right.
the other end of the
Yeah,
Mendips.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah,
You said that's your old excavator.
that's our old one, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we
That's
use...
why nobody's driving it.
No, nobody's driving it today. Yeah, so I'm about half an hour away.
Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? Are they long days as well? Are you sort of...
Not for me.
No.
Well, I say not for me. I mean, yes, I suppose they are. It's sort of 8 to 5.
Yeah.
But the guys here, guess what time we start in the morning? You'll be fast asleep when the guys start in the quarry. We start work at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Crikey.
But the good thing is they finish work around the same sort of time as you finish school. So they finish about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So they like to get here early and get on with the job, and then they can go home and they can pick their family up from school and do whatever they want to do. Now, if we go across this is a weigh bridge, and we'll see how heavy we are, shall we, Charlie? So this is where we weigh all the lorries and the stone. So go up here. And these numbers that you see on the side here, so this is quite heavy, this Land Rover. 2.98 tons, so just under 3 tons we weigh. I think, have you had your lunch? That's probably why we're so heavy.
Yeah, too much
Did
to
you
eat,
lunch
kid.
yet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
They
was...
had it at school.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but we have lunch at school, don't we?
Yeah. So is this your first year at school, or have you been, how many years have you been to school?
5.
Is this your first year? Yeah.
You're proper
My
school.
little boy's just started school this week. So he's new, he's only
Never
doing
been
mornings
to
at the moment.
A quarry.
No.
I've never seen loads of trucks.
Yeah, we got lots of them, haven't we?
I saw a remote control one with a
Okay.
little hook.
Okay.
I think we need one of those.
Okay. I'll have a word with my boss and see if I can buy one. Right. So that's the end of the tour. I hope you've enjoyed it, Charlie. What was your favourite one? Did you like the dump trucks or the excavators?
Excavators.
Okay, cool.
You do like an excavator, kid, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Ben. That was very kind and very informative. Did you enjoy that, Charlie?
Yeah.
Well done.